We welcome you to, can you hear me out there? Yes, okay. It's 7 p.m. on Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. We welcome you to the Tooele City Council business meeting. There's plenty of seats if you want to come in and sit down, or you're more than welcome to stand the entire time if you'd like. All right, this is being broadcast on the Tooele City YouTube channel. The meeting's being held at Tooele City Hall in the council chambers located at 90 North Main Street in Tooele, Utah. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'll please rise and repeat after me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll move on to our second item, which is a roll call. Councilwoman Goches.
Present.
Councilman Hanson.
Present.
Councilman McCall.
Present.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I'm present, and Councilwoman Manzione has asked to be excused tonight. We'll move on to item 3, which is the swearing in of Deputy Fire Chief Jed Kolovich. This will be administered by Loretta Herron, the Deputy Recorder.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jed Kolovich,
Do solemnly swear that I will support,
that I do solemnly swear that I will support,
obey, and defend the Constitution
obey, and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties
and that I will discharge the duties
of my office as Deputy Fire Chief
of my offices of Deputy Fire Chief
with fidelity.
with fidelity. Thanks, Loretta. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jed. You're more than welcome to say something if you want. You ran away pretty quickly, so. Okay, I should have warned you before. One of you, right? Well, we're excited for you. I think the fire department's moving in a great spot, and this is the next step that we need in the fire department. So we appreciate your leadership and appreciate all the volunteers that we have, so thank you. Okay, we'll move on to our next item, which is item 4. Tooele City's Healthy Utah Community Designation Presentation presented by Parks and Recreation Department.
Thanks, Council. As many of you know, back in September, we received our designation of a Healthy City, Utah. And we actually, Get Healthy Utah has partnered with the Utah League of Cities and Towns. And so our particular designation was actually held at the Utah League of Cities and Towns annual meeting. To give you a little information on the Get Healthy Utah, the mission of the Get Healthy Utah is to foster a culture of health through engaging multi-sector stakeholders, which Tooele City is one of those stakeholders, building partnerships, providing resources, and connecting efforts that support healthy eating, active living, and mental well-being. So we have a little video that is part of the video presentation that they showed at the Utah League of Cities and Towns, and this is our part of our designation. So Loretta, go ahead and play that.
Numerous initiatives that will make the city a vibrant community for years to come.
We are currently in the process of constructing a lighted extreme ninja course and a lighted basketball course. We'll be offering free fruit trees to our residents here in the fall, and we are constantly working on bettering our programs and our activities to focus on the wellness and health of our citizens.
The Healthy Utah Community designation is valid for 3 years, and communities...
So that was our little spill in it. There was 9, right? 9 that got recognized? 9 cities that got recognized, so we were one of the 9. So in Tooele City, we are working hard to provide its residents with fun opportunities to live healthy lifestyles. The city offers pickleball courts and skate nights, recently expanded one of its local walking trails, and is in the process of building fun, as mentioned, ninja-style obstacle course available to the public. One of the cool things, thanks to our community engagement staff, is that a lot of the things that you have to fulfill for the requirement for this designation, we technically were already doing. We lacked basically a letter from the mayor, stating our commitment to a healthy Utah city, and then also a 3-year plan. And all the rest of the stuff that we were already, our programs, we're in the process, and we were already doing those. So that, it was kind of a no-brainer to kind of complete the rest of it and put into play a plan. So we have some pictures of some of the other stuff that we sent them a whole bunch of pictures, but they didn't use all of our pictures because, they had to fit 9 different cities in there. So we kind of have a little slide presentation of some of the other things we're doing. If we can get that up. So as most of you are aware, because a lot of you are in the process of building some of these things, is we have 12 beautiful pickleball courts. We actually have a developer who built a 13th one over in Overlake. We've added some amenities to our community center. If you want to go to the next slide. We have full-size chess, and at this community center, we're actually having neighborhood parties there with tons of activities to be done there at the activity. One of the 4 principles of the Get Healthy Utah is working together and bringing communities together, and so we use this facility to do that. Next slide. As mentioned, we have a very robust, I feel very robust tree program now. We're planting trees and we're offering trees to the public. We have a tree board that's meeting regularly. They've decided that from the near future, we're going to offer shade trees in the spring and fruit trees in the fall, and it's being received very well. And we just to announce too, we have decided that our Arbor Day celebration is going to be May 16th, which is part of this whole program too, bringing communities together, working together. Next slide. We have neighborhood parties that the city provides pizza, neighborhoods get together and hold these parties and bring people together. Next slide. One of our features that we did last year, we added 3 Gaga Ball pits to the city. So there's one at Wigwam Park, there's one at England Acres Park, and there's this portable one that's at the community center. And the next slide. And obviously, as most of you know, we offer a cleanup trailer for the community to reserve and use in their neighborhoods for their cleanup programs and their cleanup project. This part of our program is very well received. The communities love it. When it's available for reservation, it gets used a lot. So another great part of our program. Next slide. And again, our fruit trees that we're offering. This is one of the trees that was planted. We do request the residents to send us pictures, and so this was a picture that was submitted by one of the residents. As mentioned in our designation, the next slide, we have extended this trail, England Acres Trail. So it's basically an exact 1 mile trail from basically the tip of the golf course down to the tip of England Acres Park. And another amenity that providing an active resource. And the next slide. And again, we've also added some disc golf, 2 courses actually. We have a short course at Elton Park, and we have a full 18 course at the Dow James Park. And those are constantly being improved through the little association group that's actually helping us do that. And then, as most of you know, our community center, we've done some amazing upgrades there and continue to do upgrades with gracious to the council for providing funding to continue doing upgrades. We're in a project right now where we're adding some more ADA sidewalks. If you drive by there now, those are all formed and ready to be poured. And then we'll be adding some trees to this location next spring as well. And then lastly, we have amazing support for our kids' summer camp programs. And it's reaching a ton of different demographics. We have a lot of regulars. I'm not going to say we don't, but we are constantly, just through changing the activities up a little bit, we're constantly reaching different demographics. So lastly, part of our 3-year plan is that our goal is to continue doing these activities, but we want to actually push them out more and let the public know that these things are available for them. So that's part of our 3-year plan, is just focusing on getting the word out, publicizing better, and reaching those new families that are coming into the community, but then the other families that just don't know some of this stuff is going on. So we're really going to work really hard on that. And lastly, I really encourage anybody and everybody to go to Get Healthy Utah. They have an amazing resources on that page. It's science-based. They're doing studies. They're actually doing report feedback, correcting part of the program based upon this data that's coming back in, and all that data is obtainable through Get Healthy Utah. And it is actually a really great page. And they do have on there, they have the strategic plan for Get Healthy Utah, and it talks about all of the projects that they've done and all the future projects that they're doing. And they're petitioning legislation for bills to be passed to help Utah become one of the healthiest states in the nation. Any questions? Comments?
Great
Sounds-
job.
Yeah, great job. Sounds wonderful. And,
No, we
you know,
did
when
get
he's talking about getting more word out,
our award.
you know, and I see the Facebook presence more and more, but also I'm sure there's ways to advertise more, but you're right. We need to get the word out.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about it.
I'm just always amazed at the wonderful resources that, you know, through the administration staff, through the city council's, you know, budgeting process and everything, we offer a lot to the residents. I really just want them to be able to use them and get to know that these resources are available.
Agreed.
Yeah, great work, Darwin, and to your team as well. I know there's a lot of people that
Thanks, Holly.
did a lot of work on that. Yeah.
And her staff. Holly, as you know, leads our community engagement team, and so they're a big part in this. All these activities, the community engagement department is just nonstop. One activity after the other after other, and you know, you think even I being involved in it, I think I know what they're doing next, and all of a sudden they'll tell me they're doing this cool activity, and I'm like, oh, that's fantastic that we're doing this now, and magic shows and square dancing. Had somebody reach out that wants to do waltz dancing, right? So a lot of great activities.
Great, thank you so much.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks, Dory.
All right, we'll move on to item 5, which is the public comment period. This is the time for the public to address the council. We ask that you state your name into the mic, you keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and then you sign the paper over by Michelle. The time is now the public's.
Over there. Get nothing to sign. Because I'll sign it afterwards. I think y'all know who I am. Curtis Bex from Tooele County, not Tooele City. My question partly is because of what was just said. You have lots of things going on. For those that don't live in Tooele City, are they eligible to participate with activities in Tooele City? That's my question. And I don't really know the answer.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Yes, they are. Okay, that was all I wanted to know. Okay, thanks.
As long as they're not BYU, it's okay.
This is the,
I know. I see him in the grocery store. We get each other all the time. So it's
hey, this is BYU's year, so
it is.
you can rub it in Utah fans' face. Not so far. All right, the time is still the public's if anyone else would like to come up. All right, seeing no one come forward, I will close the public comment period. And we'll move on to item 6, which is a public hearing and motion on ordinance 2024-29, an ordinance of Tooele City amending Tooele City Code Section 7-4-9 and 7-16-4, Table 2, and 7-19-6 regarding industrial landscaping. This is presented by Andrew Agard, the Community Development Director.
Thank you, Council. I know that you are very familiar with these proposed amendments as we discussed these at length at your previous work session meeting. However, just for the public's interest, I'll briefly go over the proposed changes. At the behest of some council members and city administration, we're proposing some changes to address the industrial landscaping standards as found in our industrial zoning district. The proposed amendments will be to our ordinance that governs parking lots, the table of development standards, and then our park strip landscaping requirements as found in the subdivision ordinance. The proposed ordinance amendments would only affect the areas that have the industrial zoning, which are located west of the railroad and north of 1000 North, and those areas are highlighted in red on the zoning map on your screen. The changes we're proposing to Tooele City Code 7-4-9, which is our parking lot ordinance, is to number one, eliminate the tree requirement from parking row end caps, eliminate landscaping island requirements from all parking lots, and then eliminate landscaping and tree requirements from landscape islands that run the length of a row of parking. I do want to emphasize that we are not proposing to eliminate the end cap requirement, just the islands and the landscaping within those islands. The proposed changes to 7-19-26, which is our subdivision ordinance, will add to the title of the section the light industrial and the industrial service zones. This will eliminate park strip landscaping requirement for lots in the industrial subdivision and requires that all disturbed areas shall be reclaimed with a native seed mixture, and it also will require the developer to submit a disturbed area reclamation plan at the time of site plan review. And then the proposed changes to Tooele City Code 7-16-4, Table 2, will be number one, to eliminate the 15-foot front yard landscaping requirement, require that all disturbed areas shall be reclaimed with native seed mixture, and also require the submission of disturbed area reclamation plan. Just to review, the Planning Commission held a public hearing at their October 9th meeting and voted unanimously to recommend approval of the proposed amendments. And then just to review, this is what we're trying to avoid with the reclamation plan requirement. We want to see the native grasses that help hold on to water, help prevent wind erosion, and to help manage stormwater. We want to avoid the Russian thistles and the tumbleweeds and the puncture vines and all those things that tend to germinate when soil is disturbed. So that's the ordinance amendments that are being proposed. If the council has any questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you.
Any questions from council?
I just thought it was really informative, about the disturbed areas that, they grow the noxious weeds, and I don't like the sticky vines or whatever, the goat heads.
They're terrible.
Yeah, they're hard on my bike tires.
And they're almost impossible to kill. So if we can keep them under control, that's the way to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. This has a public hearing attached to it, so we will open the time up to the public. We ask that you state your name into the mic, keep your comments to 3 minutes or less, and then sign the paper by Michelle. The time is now the public's. Seeing no one come forward, I will close the public hearing and entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion, we approve ordinance 2024-29, an ordinance of the Tooele City amending Tooele City Code sections 7-4-9, 7-16-4, Table 2, and 7-19-6 regarding industrial landscaping.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilman Hanson and a second from Councilman McCall. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches?
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 4-0. Item 7 is an Economic Development Quarterly Report presented by John Perez, the Economic Development Director.
Good evening. Go to the next slide. So this first one is just some business attractions. So if you weren't aware, there were some council members and the mayor that were able to make it out to Prenoth, which is the third business kind of occupying the Lightner Poma facility. So it's Skytrack, Lightner Poma, and then Prenoth. And it basically is the snow maintenance machines that ski resorts use. And then while technically in Q2, there was the Compass Point groundbreaking last week. Next slide. These are the vacancy rates. So this shows Q4 of FY24 and then Q1 of FY25. So you'll see the only increase was in the industrial area, and it's just under 1%. If you're not aware, the Skredding manufacturing facility on the north side of town is no longer operational, and it has been listed on LoopNet, which is basically like the commercial real estate Zillow. So that could be attributed most likely to that less than 1% increase. But otherwise, everything looks relatively unchanged. And then this next one is a lead generating pipeline, and it's not disclosed of exactly what these businesses are, but 3 contacts were made in the restaurant department, 3 retail hospitality, and then 13 RFIs were responded to over Q1, and then 1 RFI visit in Q1. This next one was not on the previous quarterly update. This is a housing stock percentage, and I know it's a little bit difficult to read, but basically this is the 2018 to 2022 American Community Survey estimate, and this is from an ESRI data that was pulled from EDC Utah. And I know there has been some discussion at previous council meetings regarding townhomes, and it seems like there's quite a bit coming. But if you look at that, I think the main takeaway is that you can see single-family detached homes, and albeit this is 2 years old, still 82%. So there will be some new census estimates coming out the beginning of calendar year 2025, so we can see how much that has changed. But let it be known, still over 80% are single-family detached. And then kind of touching on the RDA. As everybody's aware, that funding expires 5 years from the end of the RDA sunset in May 2025. And then the Founders Point, which is technically an RDA project at 1000 North and SR 36, confirmed signed leases include Chipotle, Wingstop, Chili's, Hobby Lobby, Ulta Beauty, and Five Below. So if you see that article in the Tooele transcript where it says John Perez, Economic Development Coordinator, not Director, that is true, and once more leases are signed and confirmed, we can report on that, but as of now, that's all that's been confirmed by the Kimball Development Group. And then this next one is for EDC Utah. So there were 12 RFIs submitted in Q1. We're currently in the 3rd stage of evaluation for 1 RFI that was submitted in Q3. And then they are planning a site visit later in the month of November. And then we're currently in the 3rd stage of an evaluation for an RFI that was submitted in Q1, and that was the 1 site visit, and that is a Swiss-German polymer manufacturing company, and we can't disclose the name of that company right now, but it would bring around 85 jobs. So we'll see how that goes. Just since that site visit, they've also did another inquiry for some more further information on the sites that they looked at when they were in the city. And then we submitted 1 RFI to GoEO, and there's currently no update on that. And then the Tooele Valley Museum, we were awarded a $5,000 grant from the Utah Department of Cultural and Community Engagement for artifact preservation. So this will assist them with some of their organization and then also preserving of artifact documents and things like that. And that was requested by Holly in Darwin's department. And then to kind of give you an update on the Broadway property, so it's currently in a public comment period, the settlement agreement for a 30-day period until it's promulgated in November. And then the grant process, we're still going through that right now. There's kind of been a few little extra things that we didn't really anticipate. One of them is that the sites need to be surveyed. So that's going to be currently going on this week and next week. A surveyor will be coming out and surveying the entire block of where that Broadway hotel site is. And not only will it tell us if certain, I guess you could say, structures are on certain parcels, but it'll allow us to use it at further development at another time, so we know exactly how, where everything is, and there's no guessing game on, what structure's on a parcel line or things like that. And then to give you a little update on the wayfinding signs, it's by no fault of city administration. There was a big delay with UDOT. Apparently somebody had a little bit of a medical issue. So it really held up the encroachment permit for Main Street for these wayfinding signs. But I can say they have been ordered. So I would expect to see them within the next few weeks on Main Street, and then along Vine, and then also by Tooele Tech, and then also by Utah State University Tooele campus. And then the first meeting for the Tooele City Historic Main Street Commission is scheduled for tomorrow. And again, this is going back to that delineation between the Tooele Downtown Alliance and the Tooele City Historic Main Street Commission. And then this is just an overview of social media, and I can't take credit for everything, as the mayor's assistant Shiloh and Clarissa, the administrative assistant, work a lot on the city's Facebook and Instagram page, but very much so worth noting 97% increase in reach, over 100% increase in content interactions for Facebook, and then for Instagram, 64% increase in reach, 56% increase in content interactions, and for LinkedIn, 65% increase in reactions. So that's all very good, and perhaps some of that could be attributed to some events, but nonetheless very good. And then this is just kind of going back to the timeline on the strategic plan. I'm working with EDC Utah a lot right now on trying to get a lot of the ESRI reports and existing conditions data to compare from when the last strategic plan was done to now, how the employment categories have changed and trends and things like that. Any questions or suggestions?
I have a question that I get a
Yes.
lot from the public about the 1000 North project. Do they have a time frame of when
No.
that will be complete?
No.
That's what I tell everyone, but no one believes me, so.
Yeah. And I think it's...
Wanted to hear it from you.
Yeah, I think it showed in the article that there was no time frame, because that's what I said. Everybody keeps inquiring, what's the time frame, and nobody has any idea. So.
And obviously,
We
the
have
paper
asked.
wasn't accurate on what businesses already had a,
Yeah.
because I was asked a million times now, but since the newspaper, it made it a
Yeah.
whole new,
And I know...
a whole new ask.
Yeah, and I will address too, I know there's been a map that's been kind of swirling around that has a Chick-fil-A and a Dutch Brothers on there, but that's not confirmed by any means.
Yeah, all right. Barbara will be sad. But
Any
she's
other
very
questions?
happy about all the other shopping places.
Yeah.
Two blocks from my house. And
Yeah,
now we just got to figure out a budget, right?
At least there's movement there. I mean.
there's movement.
There
You
is.
can see that there's construction happening.
Yeah.
And we got a
Paving.
paved parking lot, yeah.
Yeah, I saw they were
That's really
paving
cool.
things.
Yeah.
Okay, exciting.
Good
Any
job,
other
though.
questions or comments?
Just a comment. Thank you, John. As soon as
Yeah.
you came to this office, you hit the ground running and you haven't stopped running. This is
Yeah.
really exciting news for Tooele City.
Yeah,
Thank you for your hard work.
thank you.
Yep, thanks for your
Thanks, John. We'll move on to item 8, which is Resolution 2024-82, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving and ratifying an agreement with Precision Concrete Cutting, Inc. for sidewalk grinding, presented by Jamie Grandpré, the Public Works Director.
Good evening, council. Tonight I bring to you a couple of resolutions. We'll start with the first one. So Resolution 2024-82, this is one that Michelle brought to you as a purchase order last time we met. And we are just bringing that to you to ratify. This is to grind some sidewalks, kind of southwest quadrant of the city from about Vine Street south and Main west. This is just to grind some sidewalk panels that are about 2 inches, at least 1 inch to 2 inches high as a tripping hazard. The contract is for $49,764. I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that. If you have any questions, I know we kind of talked about it a little bit last time, so if you have any questions, I can answer those.
Any questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we approve resolution 2024-83.
I'll second.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, go ahead,
No,
sorry.
good. No, you good.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman McCall and a second from Councilman Hanson. We'll take it to a vote. Councilwoman Goches?
Yay.
Councilman Hanson.
Aye.
Councilman McCall. I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 4-0. Item 9 is Resolution 2024-83, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving an agreement with Broken Arrow, Inc. for sewer line repairs on Benchview Drive, presented by Jamie Grandpré, the Public Works Director.
This is another one that was brought last time to City Council in the purchase order, and this is just bringing it to you to ratify. This is to sewer repair on Benchview for $34,779 for Broken Arrow. We are pushing this as an emergency repair, as every time we have a pretty low belly in that sewer line. We have to clean it about once a week. Every time we clean it, it pushes some smells and wastewater up into the homes right there. So we are needing to get this fixed. We do have it on the schedule for Broken Arrow to fix here pretty soon, so.
Cleaning it once a week?
Once a week to keep it clean, yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna get this fixed so that we can hopefully not have to clean it once a week.
Yeah. All right, any other questions or comments? I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-83, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving an agreement with Broken Arrow Incorporated for sewer line repairs on Benchview Drive.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilwoman Goches and a second from Councilman McCall. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall.
Aye.
Councilman Hanson.
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches.
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 4-0. Item 10 is Resolution 2024-85, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving an agreement with Nelson Brothers Construction Company for engineering and design services associated with a new salt shed building, presented by Jamie Grandpré.
Okay, so with this resolution, a while back, we did a resolution with JUB for the design of a new salt shed that would be located on Rogers Road. With this, we went out to bid for CMGC, a construction manager, general contractor, to help with the design and to get kind of an area, or at least a knowledge of construction and what it was going to cost to put a salt shed together. Our budget for this is pretty small, and so we want to make sure that the design that we get will work with our budget. And so with this, we're able to bring Nelson Brothers in. They'll help us with the design of this building, the walls, the concrete walls, the metal roof that's going to go over the salt shed, and try to keep it into our budget. They'll give us a maximum price with that design as it goes through the design process, and hopefully keep it to where it's affordable for us to do. So with that, we have this contract with Nelson Brothers that's in the amount of $62,515. Now with this as well, this is also going to be the same parcel that we want to plan a well house on. So we are doing a test well at this location, and so there are going to be some cost involved on the water side as well as the street side for the salt shed. So it is kind of a shared budget between the two departments. And so with this contract will get Nelson Brothers on the schedule for the design services for the salt shed, which will also include not just the salt shed itself, but also the improvements for the property that will also help with the well house.
Will the salt shed be complete for this year? Is that the goal, or is it more like a next year?
I was hoping it would be, but I don't see it
Kinda got
happening
pushed
before the snow flies, especially if it happens Friday.
Yeah. I don't expect it to be done that quick.
But yeah, we are trying to push it along, and hopefully with having Nelson Brothers as a construction manager with this project, we can kind of move things along and get things going. And once we start getting a design more completed and get kind of an idea of how things are going to go, Nelson Brothers can start moving forward on things, and then I can bring you those as we come forward. So hopefully over the next few months we can get it working, but more than likely I'll have it done by spring just so it can sit for the summer. But yeah, that's the hope, but depends on how long it takes to get the design done.
One more question, is the building fenced? Is it?
The property is
The
fenced.
property's fenced. Is it already fenced?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Well, the whole property is, it's a 20-acre parcel. We're taking a sliver of that parcel. So we would fence just what we're gonna take for those two projects.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
I just wondering what budget you're paying that 62,000 out of?
It's a shared budget with water and streets.
Okay.
Just a comment, I hope that Rogers Road gets a little bit more street attention with this project, because I like to use that road. It's kind of bumpy.
Yeah, hopefully with that, we'll be able to do some improvements to Roger to put the shed out there. And that will help kind of keep some more attention to that area of town and Rogers. It'll also save, I mean, the money saved having a salt shed out north is gonna be huge because I won't have trucks going from Overlake to the south side of town to fill up with salt to go back out to Overlake. And that will keep us in Overlake a little bit better coverage so that we're not having to go back and forth. We also don't technically have a salt shed. We share our salt shed currently with UDOT and the county. And sometimes it can line up and it could take several minutes, hour to get salt, you know, when you have a bunch of trucks all lined up trying to get salt. So this will be good to get one just dedicated for Tooele.
Good. All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion we approve Resolution 2024-85, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving agreement with Nelson Brothers Construction Company for engineering and design services associated with the new salt shed building.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilman Hanson and a second from Councilwoman Goches. We'll take it to a vote. Councilwoman Goches?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilman McCall?
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Item 11 is Resolution 2024-84, a resolution of the Tooele City Council approving an agreement change order with Broken Arrow Construction for the construction of England Acres Park Phase 3 parking lot, presented by Darwin Cook, the Parks and Recreation Director.
You want to help bring up the sign? Good evening, council. To give a little history on this, so 17 years ago, Tooele City began a park project at England Acres with Phase 1. Last year, with your support and under the direction of the mayor and the administration, we completed Phase 2, which included an additional soccer field, pavilion, restrooms, and parking lot. That project was awarded to Broken Arrow, who was the lowest responsive bidder of a public bid. We are now ready to move forward with Phase 3. As we started looking into this project, we realized that everything that we were going to accomplish at this project, we'd already put into play in Phase 2. And so we're requesting that you approve a change order for Broken Arrow, who performed the work on Phase 2 very satisfactory, to complete Phase 3. One of the savings that we did realize in this, because we're doing all of the same features that have already been quantified in Phase 2, we chose not to hire an architect, which saved us about $75,000. And we also, as many of you know, we are in partnership with the Jaden Davis family to build a memorial here, and they have requested actually, and well, they've been donated some ground site work with Broken Arrow for that memorial, which includes the groundwork for the basketball court that's going to be built here on this site. This is pretty much the layout of Phase 3. It does include a little portion that is still south of the Devil's Ditch, which we will be able to get a 90T soccer field or open field space there. And then the additional walking paths that, as you can see there on the north side, which would be the north side of the ditch. An additional 70 stall parking lot. And then, as mentioned in a couple presentations, our ninja course. And then we are heavily going to plant a lot of trees in this area. So we're hoping this to be kind of a repose area where you can go and just relax. We're putting in benches, shade canopies. We do have the addition of, because of the parking lot, we'll have another retention or detention basin that will most likely double use it again as a smaller dog park. And then just the other amenities that we've already put in, kind of combining that all in there. This will complete the England Acres Park, so we'll be done. So we have saved some money in that and doing this, and we've approached this kind of as a design build. The Broken Arrow contract or change order contract is for $1,427,407. This is a park impact project. So this money is being paid from all the impact fees that we create or that we receive from new development in the city. So this is part of the buy-in from the new residents into our park structure for the additional impact that the new residents will have on our park system. Don't know if I have any other information to share with you.
And any questions or comments?
I guess I do want, so we didn't have to really design any new, the other savings that we had is this is the exact parking lot that we've already had designed on the south side. So we didn't have to pay any money for a new design of a parking lot. We just moved it there. The engineer did the elevation calculations to get the drainage, so we actually saved money with that as well, so.
Okay.
England Acres is going to be done. I mean, that's all happened in just a few years, so it's pretty impressive. So
4 years.
You and your staff and your group and the mayor and all of them ought to be commended.
Well,
I mean,
thank you to you
it's
guys too, because
way cool to be done.
Yeah,
and lots of good stuff down there. I mean, my wife went down there the other day, and
I
nice.
kind of like what we've done. Not like we've separated out into like 3 distinct areas to where not everybody's going to be hoarded into one spot of the park. So, like, I mean, we have 3 separate parking lots. You have 3 separate locations to go to kind of divide the masses up a little bit so they're not all congregated in one spot. And there's just tons of stuff to do there. So, access to the new trail that goes up through, well, I call it Devil's Ditch, but up through the Middle Canyon drainage. We're hoping in the future that this will tie on to the D.R. Horton Trail and just continue connecting things together. So, as many of you know, there's going to be an added light there on the north corner there, so it'll help with traffic coming in and coming out of the park. So,
And a safety feature.
Oh, Roger, go ahead.
Well, just to give you another perspective on how satisfying this is, it was one of the first projects I was involved in to acquire the raw ground, the 25 acres of dirt from Maysville, England in the late 90s. And here we are 25 years later, and we're going to finish it. It's really wonderful.
yeah, and thanks to Roger too, because he shared with us all of that history of documentation, and and I have read it, every single page of it, and it was really interesting to see the not so short time frame that it took to get to the point to where that transaction transpired. So
We almost didn't get the property. In fact,
Yep.
our offers were refused, and it took some begging to bring her back to the table, but she came, and it was wonderful to work with her.
Yep. So it's exciting.
Yes.
I
Nice
really
tribute.
wish Marisa was here because she's very excited about this.
Yeah, this was something I campaigned on. I wanted to see England Acres finish, so I'm glad to see it done. So
The mayor as well.
The mayor did too?
The mayor as well.
Well, we did it. Good job.
Yeah, no, and again, I can't say thank you enough. Direction of the administration and the mayor specifically, and support from the council, several councils. Like, it hasn't been just the current sworn-in council, but several councils that have allowed this to happen. So,
Yeah, I'm happy to see it done. All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we adopt Resolution 2024-86. 84, sorry. I passed that along without the notes. Sorry about that. Hang on. 2024-84, a resolution of Tooele City Council approving an agreement change order with Broken Arrow Construction for the construction of Eagle and Acres Park Phase 3 parking lot.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilwoman Goches and a second from Councilman McCall. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches?
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 4-0.
Wait, before you move on, one thing, I don't think this will change your vote, but one thing that, so we left this off of here deliberately because we kind of wanted to have our tree board be kind of involved in the whole process and everything. We do, so one of the things that is not part of this, will be part of the project, but kind of as a change order is the planting of the trees and the shrubs, because we really wanted to have like a hands-on input in it of what's being planted. We really wanted to support a local nursery that has provided us some really good product. And so Broken Arrow has provided us a bid for individual price for every tree that we put in there. And then we're just going to pick those trees out with the help of our tree board, so.
Great.
Hey, that ain't fair, because he's on the tree board.
Yep.
I am on the tree board, yeah.
Yeah.
I missed the last meeting there. so-
Justin and I love to plant trees, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Not unfortunately, but
just
we
keep
love to
planting
plant
trees,
trees. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Darwin.
No, no.
All right, item 12 is our invoices and purchase orders presented by Michelle Pitt, the city recorder.
No, hurry up and close.
We just have one tonight. So when I sent it out to you, it was under OP Furniture Design Group. It's actually Office Products Dealer, and it's for the furniture for the fire station, the new fire station number 3. So Chief McCoy was able to get 2 bids. The first one was like over $100,000. Yeah, 104,000, but he was able to get a bid from Office Products Dealer for 53,825. He tried for a third bid, but no one responded. So we're asking that you approve this to Office Products Dealer for 53,825.
That's why you get multiple bids right there. And lots of savings.
50 grand.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, that's over $50,000 savings, right?
Yeah.
So you usually get what you pay for. Is this company that we're getting it from, is this stuff gonna last?
Well, this is the same furniture that the Parks Department got for their new building.
It's good? It is very good. All right, well, tell me to shut up, I'm good.
Oh, that's a good question, though.
Hey, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Be more positive, will you?
I'm trying to be positive. If you buy junk, you
Sometimes, yeah.
I agree completely, yeah. You want good quality.
Yeah.
Okay, I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion we approve. We pay the invoice.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Councilman McCall and a second from Councilman Hanson. We'll take it to a vote. Councilman McCall?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilwoman Goches?
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye.
Thank
That
you.
passes 4-0. Thanks, Michelle. Item 13 is our minutes from October 2nd, 2024 work meeting and the October 2nd, 2024 business meeting. Any changes? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion we approve the minutes for them 2 meetings.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We will take it to a vote. Councilwoman Goches?
Aye.
Councilman Hanson?
Aye.
Councilman McCall?
Aye.
I'm Councilman Brady, and I vote aye. That passes 4-0. And item 14 is to adjourn at 7:40.